welcome to week 4 of San Remo's World Pasta Month 2020 celebration. I'm your host, Valerie Tan, and I am very pleased to be here and celebrate with you all today. For our newbies and first timers here, it's never too late to join in on the fun. San Remo's World Pasta Month 2020 celebration is a month-long celebration series of dazzling and delectable cooking demonstrations. We have mommy influencers, homemakers, and culinary experts where they will demonstrate pasta in its many wonderful varieties. We've actually had three unbelievably delightful virtual cooking demonstrations already done by Patty Mulak. We also had Chef Happy Ong Pao Couture and Chef Jose Sarasola. And if you were not able to watch these, don't worry. You may do so on San Remo Philippines YouTube channel. Now, I have one question for all of you before we begin today. How did you celebrate World Pasta Day? Okay, type in your answers here at the chat room. Okay, we have Maite Cruz. She said she prepared lasagna pasta. Wow, nagutom ako. Actually, lasagna bites, a recipe of her lola. Ayan, yan naman talaga yung food, diba? It's really a family tradition, family bonding, ganun talaga. As for me, the World Pasta Day, October 25, I hosted a webinar here for San Remo. And after that, I really craved for San Remo pasta. So, I shared a plate with my husband. Yan talaga yung talagang San Remo pasta with family bonding, diba? And we also had Sarah Salido. Sabi naman niya, I cooked my fave carbonara. And we have Irma Ignacio who said she cooked and prepared a healthy putanesca, also a family favorite. Thank you guys for sharing your stories of how you spent World Pasta Day. And again, I would like to reiterate that last Sunday, October 25, was World Pasta Day. And you know, guys, let's take a quick stroll down pasta history. Did you know that people have been eating pasta since 5,000 BC? Yes, ganun na katagal. Since then, pasta has been lovingly eaten in many different shapes and sizes all over the world. And fast forward to the modern day, we now have San Remo, who has been the pasta expert since 1936. So that's over 80 years. It's older than everyone here in this webinar. And so now for generations, San Remo pastas have been part of many great family bondings and celebrations. Together in moments big and small, pasta is now part of the Filipino family. We are family. And with that, we are all wishing you a belated Happy World Pasta Day. And for week 4 of our e-celebration series, it's all about pasta bonding at home. Siyempre, we're all in lockdown. Siyempre, gusto natin sa bahay lang. So why not make use of it by having pasta bonding at home? We will feature our San Remo family bundles to demonstrate the fun-filled varieties you can prepare at home with San Remo. So without further ado, let's get this celebration started by introducing our pasta aficionado for today. She's a blogger who writes about parenting, special needs, homemaking, travel, health, and beauty for the site mamaandmanila.com. She's also a contributing writer for Rappler and columnist at onemega.com. More importantly, she's a mother to 4 beautiful children and a wife to Nino. And she will tell you herself that being a mom is a full-time job. No day off, no vacation pay. Everyone knows that. All the moms know that. But the time she gets to spend with her children is, of course, truly precious. Here to show us all about pasta bonding at home, everybody, please give a warm round of virtual applause for the Mama and Manila herself, Miss Michelle Aventajado. Hi!
Hi, Valerie.
How are you doing today, Friday morning?
Well, it's good. It's a good day because it's Friday. And of course, I'm doing really well because I'm so excited to share some pasta recipes with everyone.
Okay, so I think you will be preparing two pasta dishes. The first one is what?
The first one is the quick and easy meatballs, mini meatballs that the kids love. Anything mini, when you serve it up to the kids, is they love it, right? Bite-sized pieces for them. You know, when they're smaller, they can use their hands, but of course, when they're bigger, it's easier for them to eat. Who doesn't love mini meatballs? So that's the first one. And then the second one is a mix of a dish that I made up that is a cross between St. Joseph's pasta and puttanesca. So I took both varieties, both ingredients that I love from these dishes and put them together. All pantry staples, so very easy to make.
Okay, let's start with the first one, the quick and easy mini meatballs recipe.
Okay, so for this recipe, I like to combine the ground meat of both beef and pork. And I like to do that because it gives more flavor. If you even have a little bit of ground veal, that adds extra flavor as well. And then you mix in for a pound of meat or 500 grams of meat, 1 egg, fresh basil, parsley, basil and oregano dried, and then grated cheese. So that actually is the flavor enhancer. And breadcrumbs, salt, and pepper to taste. So for these meatballs, you can make them ahead of time. And because the ease of San Remo tomato and basil sauce, you just have to heat your sauce, throw the cooked meatballs in. You can have them ready at any time and ready to serve minutes,
Mm.
literally.
It's really perfect for busy moms like you. Like you have so many on your so many things on your plate. You're a mom, you're a wife. You also had your nonprofit organization, Best Buddies Philippines. You're also a writer. So many things. Yun ang modern mom eh. So, paano mo ba na-juggle lahat yun?
Help. Products like San Remo. Of course, juggling and attending to all the kids' needs, and of course, nurturing my relationship with Nino and taking care of the family in the home. All of it's possible, of course, through the grace of God, right? We're prayerful, we're thankful. The little moments and the big moments in between, the breakthroughs. I mean, it's all part of it, and I think that I know I couldn't do it without our Lord.
Mm-mm. Is this why you made this recipe? Kasi sabi mo nga, you can do it easily, even if you're busy.
Yeah, actually, what I like to do is when I do the food shopping, I'll set aside some ground meat already. And before I even put all of the ingredients or the groceries away, I'll make the meatballs ahead of time and sometimes even keep them in the freezer. One of the things I like to do after grocery shopping is prep as many meals as I can for the week so that it's easier. Like on those days where we're back-to-back Zoom meetings or days when Jelly has a lot of classes, it's very easy to take something out, open a jar, or throw in a pasta, and it's done. I mean, these are things that are time-saving, but they're also whole foods. They're good for you. It's healthy. They're nutritious, and of course, they're delicious.
Ang maganda pa yung San Remo pasta, no artificial ingredients. So it tastes good, but it's really good and healthy for your
Right?
kids. You have teens, you have also have a younger one, si Jelly, di ba? So at
Jelly's
least
time.
yeah. So they don't realize na healthy rin pala yung good food that they're eating.
Of course, of course.
Mm-mm. So
All about that.
can you tell us more of the inspiration of why you prepared this dish?
Okay, so meatballs usually in my house is usually a Sunday gravy that takes a super long time, a recipe that's passed on from my grandmother, my nana on my dad's side, right? So I'm half Italian and half Filipino, which is, of course, I get the best of both worlds. We love to eat, we love to be together with family, we love being in the kitchen together, I'm sure, Valerie, during your family gatherings as well, pre-COVID times, I'm sure all the women are in the kitchen preparing things together. And this is like a bonding time, not just for the women, but then, of course, bringing everything family style to the table. So this
Can,
meatball recipe,
can we demo it? Can we
yeah,
demo it?
let's do it. So the
Yeah,
meatball
go.
recipe is actually, I kind of changed it up a little for it to be a little bit faster when we prepare for the kids. What I did ahead of time, of course, so for the magicness of what we're doing here, so I pre-made the mini meatballs. I actually made these and froze them ahead, right? Then you take them out and defrost them. I'm just gonna throw them in the oven at 200 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll put on a timer. So when I put this in, I'm gonna actually demo the other pasta, which is the sardine pasta that I'm gonna show everybody. You can see the big chunks of basil. Of course, this has both types of ground meat already, so it will be super flavorful. I'll put it in the oven for about 10 minutes. And
So it's really more of preparation, no? Para at least during the day, mas mabilis mo na siyang ma-serve.
yeah, absolutely. You know, as a busy mom, I'm always trying to find ways to make things more streamlined and, of course, easier. If that means I do a little bit of prep ahead of time, that's actually, I don't mind doing that because I know it saves me time in the long run. So here are the ingredients. Maybe we can show the recipe cards because I'm going to show you the next pasta dish while we're waiting for the meatballs. Let's take note that we have the sauce, the tomato and basil sauce already on the stove. That's out of sight, not on camera. So that's heating up while the meatballs are in the oven. So our ingredients for this dish, of course, garlic and onion. Let me see all of them. Garlic and onion, and this is an olive oil based dish. So I'm gonna go ahead and I will start to.
Yes, Mommy Mish, this Mara sardine pasta, of course, Mara is your nickname.
Yeah, well, Mara's my initials.
Your initials. So this one, kasi a while ago, the one that you are preparing, the meatballs, it's really a hit. Sure hit yan sa kids eh. How about the sardine pasta? Parang medyo ano ako din, sardines eh.
Well, okay. My kids do like fish, and my husband loves this pasta. So sometimes you got to also take care of the husband too, right?
Yes, of course, of course.
We make him happy. He loves puttanesca, and I love the St. Joseph's. But everybody enjoys this dish. I think there's so many components to it that it's one of the reasons why I think the kids love it, right? There's crunchy garlic breadcrumbs, there's olives, there's capers, and my kids love olives and capers. Maybe that's also an acquired taste. Do you like olives and capers?
I don't. Actually, I don't. Siguro nga, because your kids, but they're really exposed to it throughout the year. So parang they've I assume, enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely. We're Italian, so we have olives, capers, artichokes. They're always out, especially on a cheese board or with a pasta. You can't go wrong with that if those are on. My kids used to actually put the olives on their fingers.
Wow, cute. Talagang family bonding yung food, no? Do your kids help you out also in the kitchen?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I think my daughter has kind of surpassed my kitchen skills and baking skills. She's 21. Whenever I need help or inspiration in a recipe or, you know, I'm kind of like stuck, you know, she'll even say sometimes, Mom, you're really busy today. Do you want me to make dinner? So of course, that's like such a blessing. But our bonding really is in the kitchen. I mean, you know, if one of the kids is doing something and we all kind of work like a team. So Team Jellybean enjoys cooking, and of course we enjoy eating.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, just waiting for this to heat up a little bit. So whenever I make, when I'm using the onions or the garlic, right, in a dish, I always try and make sure that I cook the onions a little bit more before I put the garlic in. So your onions should be crystalline. I'm one of those picky eaters that doesn't like crunchy onions. So we'll let that. And of course, you also salt and pepper every step of the way. Your onions, your garlic.
Mommy Mish, is this your own recipe or also parang recipe of your mom?
No, this is something I make often. Anything, it's my own recipe. Anything that I make with like a little bit of olive oil or garlic, It's super easy to make, and if you can throw the protein in the dish already, like the sardines, I would serve this with just a side salad and some garlic bread, and everybody's happy.
Alam mo, napansin ko, we don't see a lot of yung mga pasta with seafood na combo. Have you?
Well, it was revolutionary when I moved here, and then I tried what's that small fish? The tinapa.
Okay.
It's like it's our anchovy, right?
Yes.
Is that the one that's real comes in a jar with the
Yes.
olive oil?
Medyo salty, no?
Super, right?
Yes.
When I tried that for the first time, because I didn't have anchovies, I was like, wow, this is so easy. You can even use the olive, if it's in olive oil, you use the olive oil from there. So our fish dishes for pasta are usually like, I'll make a tuna one with capers and garlic. I'll make this one with the sardines. I like anchovies and puttanesca. My shrimp is usually just like a shrimp scampi. I'm kind of simple that way, which is just really butter, olive oil, and parsley, right? And the shrimp. Again, super simple. So I don't know if you can see, I put my garlic in already. It's important here that we don't want anything to brown, because of course then it becomes a little bitter. So I'll show you. And then the onions are kind of, they're getting a little soft. I put the garlic in, and all the flavors, all the varieties. And my fave is risotto. I actually stock this regularly. It's always in my cabinet. Penne I have often as well. But the kids love bow ties, the trevally, the wagon wheels.
Yes, super cute, no?
Yeah, and again, fun shapes make it easier for them. So now I'm gonna put in my capers, because you like the briny taste of the capers. It's really yummy. And all of this stuff, I don't know if you guys have like this in your pantry, olives and capers. These are black olives. You could also use Kalamata olives, because that's another like layer of flavor as well. The green Kalamata olives, I love those. These are just Spanish green olives, right?
Yes. Alam mo, Mommy Mish, talagang you're making me hungry.
I wish it could be smell-o-vision. Then I could let you smell it and then pass it through and taste it.
Yes, I would love it. Next time, I'll invite myself to your house.
Surely. I love to break bread with friends. I think it's even more inviting someone into your home and preparing something for them that you created is so much more intimate than even going out now. And of course, now we're all cooking at home, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Does Nino also cook?
Yes, he does. He does. We love to cook. Again, okay, so we're gonna pepper, but I'm not gonna salt anymore, because we have the olives in there. And then this could be from your pantry. I don't know if you guys keep this pimenton in the pantry. We have it often because I use it for hummus. I use it for dishes like that. I'll put it like this. I'll put it in salad. Just really simple, right? So again, these flavors are all, it's like layer upon layer. And if you could smell the capers, you can smell the brininess now. So
and it's so colorful pa. It's so colorful. So visually appealing then.
Yes, yeah. So one of my things with the kids when I feed them, and it's really the rule, I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil. It's the rule for the family and for the kids. You have to eat 5 colors a day. Okay, why 5 colors a day? So it could be 5 fruits. It could be 5 vegetables, like whatever it is that that they enjoy. I'm still giving them a choice. They can have bananas, pineapple, apple, but here, even with vegetables, I'll ask, usually by the end of the day, of course, because they help themselves to fruit. By the end of the day, if the vegetables on the table, I try to make 2 or 3 choices, and then I'll ask them, how many colors did you eat today? And so they know that if they didn't reach 5 yet, they have to reach 5 by the end of dinner.
That's a very good tip, kasi sometimes you're not mindful of what you eat, especially when you're outside. So when you're at home, parang you're very conscious and you actually eat healthier.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the other thing with the kids, right? Because we're all home now and we're all paying so much more attention, and we're so much, our energy and our focus has shifted, right? So that's my timer for my meatballs. Let me check.
Okay. We are so excited. I'm seeing a lot of comments in our chat box. Excited na rin sila sa meatballs.
I'm going to put it for 2 more minutes.
Okay, 2 more minutes.
What is everybody saying in the comments?
I can smell it now. Ina said, I can smell it now. We also have Sabrina Artadi, our speaker also for our webinars. Hi, Sabrina. Sabrina says she also loves tuyo, and tinapa smoked is delicious too. Yan.
Tuyo, that's the one. It's
tuyo,
not
tuyo.
It's tuyo.
It's tuyo. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to show everyone. These are my sardines. Can you see them on the camera? So
yes.
This one, I enjoy this one because it's in olive oil and because it's boneless and skinless. So I'm going to take 3 and I'll just kind of like break them up a little. And I'll save one for the top, as if I'm serving it to my ex-boyfriend.
Yes. And now husband of 17 years, diba? Am I correct? 17 years?
22.
22 now. Wow.
Yeah, 22.
Wow, congrats.
22 years. Long time, no?
Yes, time flies fast, no?
When you're having fun.
Yes. Can you tell us more pala about your bonding with Jelly? Kasi now that we're spending more time at home.
Yes. Well, so, everybody has kind of shifted, again, the focus. We're doing online distance learning. But, I guess people don't realize that so much of what we do at home is also a learning experience for Jelly with her having Down syndrome, of course, and her therapies. Cooking in the kitchen is actually, it can be therapy for mixing, that's fine motor skills, measuring, that's math, right? Hand-eye coordination, all of these things that we do together. And we try to keep her very busy. Some days when I'm busy, she's on the iPad a little bit more. And then other days, of course, we can do fun things with her. Okay, I am almost done. I'm going to move this out because I think I'm going to put my pasta now. So one of the things I did, just in the interest of saving time, I made the pasta ahead, but I'm going to throw it in here to warm it up with our olive oil. And usually, if you can do this, if you're going to throw it in the sauce and then you can heat it. So the other thing I try to do when I do something like this is I cook the pasta a little bit more al dente, right? Because you don't want it to be too soft and mushy. There's nothing worse than a bowl of soft, mushy pasta.
And actually, to achieve the al dente, I remember kasi I talked to Chef Jose Sarasola the last time, So sabi nga niya, al dente, syempre it's the procedure of cooking, but also it's the quality of the pasta.
Absolutely. Yes, it is.
So if you use quality pasta, of course, you have quality results, quality dish.
That's right. Always start with quality ingredients. I'm going to take my meatballs out of the oven and I will put them on top just to cool, but I'll show you what they look like.
Mommy Mish, I'm receiving a lot of comments here. Naiinggit sila sa kitchen mo. Ang ganda daw.
We moved everything. Oh my gosh, you guys should smell the cheese here. You can smell the cheese. You can see that it's cooked. There's a little bit of that fat. So what I'm going to do now is I'll take these and I'll put them in the marinara sauce, in the tomato basil.
Yes. Oh my God. Nagugutom na kaming lahat dito, Mommy Mish.
I'm going to turn this a little.
Okay.
Because we want to warm the pasta.
Mommy Mish, yung cooking ba, it's a way of you, parang therapeutic din ba siya for you?
Absolutely. So Valerie, I moved to the Philippines. I moved to Manila in 2006 with 3 kids. And the first thing I think you do when you're hungry. Anna, you're hungry? Hey, that's my cousin. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
So one of the things that I think we look for when we're kind of homesick initially, of course, is comfort food, right? And my husband would come home from work and he would see me. And if I had 4 burners on, he knew it was a good day, not just because he was going to be eating well, but because I kind of had my therapy. And my cooking therapy there was, just making sure that everybody had food that they loved, myself included, and that were good for us, dishes. So look, my pasta is thoroughly warmed. Yes. And I'm ready to plate this, and then I can actually plate the penne.
I'm so excited for the plating kasi 'di ba syempre yung dish it doesn't have to be it shouldn't only taste good but it also has to look good.
Absolutely. And so this is where, little touches, because the other thing, like you said, Valerie, right? You eat with your eyes first, right? And that's what you see. So I'll plate the sardine pasta and I'll show you all the components. So I love these little plates where it's like, that's the other thing sometimes I do for the kids and for Nino. I plate their food so that it's also, so we don't overeat because we've been in quarantine for so long, right?
So you give them this plate, yan lang yung pwede nilang kainin. Tama ba?
Well, they might get second or thirds because I do also bring to the table family style, right? There, this is going to look.
And I noticed ang cute ng shape ng plate mo, Mommy Mish. It's very unique.
Fun, no? There's so many Instagram sellers now that can help you level up your plating. Because and what else are we doing when we're home, right? We're shopping online, we're cooking, we're baking, we're doing everything for the home. So here is, I will put just for, so this one, this would be perfect for Nino because I'll put one little sardine on top, right? And then I put, so what I did with this, these are just garlic toasted breadcrumbs. I put breadcrumbs in a pan, a little bit of olive oil, and a little bit of garlic powder. If you wanted to put fresh garlic, you could. Of course, fresh is always better. But when you're in a hurry, just putting just a little bit of this breadcrumbs. It's
yeah, parang attractive din, no? Breadcrumbs. Yeah, little things matter.
Little things. And then, of course, I'll put a little bit of parsley. And my basil. I didn't use basil in this dish, but of course it makes it pretty.
Right? So pretty. Oh, there you have it.
Super easy, right?
Yes, that's the Mara. Yes, Mara's sardine pasta. Yay.
Okay, so now I am going to do what I'm going to do. I will bring this over for the next dish. See what I can move out of the way. So the next dish, I love this dish with penne, and this is how we would serve this at home. I'm going to remove this from the heat.
Mommy Mish, I'm reading comments. They find the Mara sardine pasta so easy and simple, yet it looks so elegant. Joe Palomares has mentioned it.
Hi, Joe. Yes, it is. And it's just simple, right, Joe? It's super easy. And it's the colors, I think, that makes it elegant, of course, and then putting it on a plate.
Yes.
Right? Okay, I'm going to show you guys how we do this. So, with this, okay, I have my meatballs. I'm just going to pop them into, you guys see the tomato basil. all I did was open the jar and warm it up. That easy. I mean, if you wanted to doctor it, you could, but there's no need because it tastes delicious already as it is. So it's just this jar that comes in the family pack. Yes. I used 1 jar for the tomato basil. And all I'm gonna do now so that we can get ready to plate this is just throw some of these meatballs in. I won't throw too many. I'll keep some aside. And how easy was that, right? So when I tell you that I made these meatballs ahead, you just make them ahead, keep them in the freezer. You can defrost ahead, or you can pop them in the oven frozen. Now, if you're gonna pop them in the oven frozen, lower your heat a little bit and cook them for a little bit longer.
Good tips. Perfect for busy moms who still want to serve delicious yet healthy food for the family.
But, you know, it doesn't even have to be something where you're worried about time and that you're busy. I think the other thing is, it's just like streamlining the time that we spend in the kitchen. If your family doesn't like being in the kitchen with you, then it's more along the lines of like, okay, how can I do this effectively so that I can spend more time with the kids? So this is another way, like, yes, I'm a little busy, but these are all great dishes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to mention also to our viewers, yung kanina nga pinakita ni Mommy Mesh, no, yung bundle that you guys can purchase. That's 1 San Remo pasta and two sauces for only 299 pesos. Wow, it's so cheap. Yes, super sulit. You can purchase it at Sisu Food Online Hub and also at Shopee.
Right. So, okay, I'll get another spoon because I don't want the flavors of sardines. Okay, so penne for me is usually a Sunday gravy dish. What I did here, again, I made it ahead of time. I tossed in a little bit of olive oil. It's not piping hot, so it didn't come out, but the sauce was just simmering. So, okay lang, unless you like it super hot, then of course, make sure that it comes right out of the pot. Of course, for the interest in saving time here, so we can also have more time for chica, I prepared ahead.
Okay. We are almost done with the quick and easy mini meatballs.
Super. So, key ingredients to put on the table, or key things to put on the table when you're having this dish with your family. I always serve it with grated pasta, grated cheese. I always serve the pasta with grated cheese, this tomato based, and ricotta. So the ricotta is the one that makes it super special. You suddenly feel like it's a Sunday and you've been like cooking for hours. And so here I will just, again, take my fancy plate because it's fun. And I will.
Yum.
So easy. Yum. And I don't know if you can see, but there's chunks of tomato. You can see the onions in here and the spices and the herbs. It's really done for you. You don't have to do much.
And I also love your plate, Iba naman yung shape niya.
Just like the pastabilities, the shapes of all the different pastas. It's fun to serve it in all different
yes.
Too, right? How many meatballs should we put? 2?
3?
Okay, 3 sounds good because that's how many I would eat too.
Wow, it looks so good.
So 3 with our penne, and then I'll put a little Parmesan, but I want to also put a dollop. So this is where you just take a little dollop and you mix this up. I don't know if you've heard of baked ziti. Do you like baked ziti?
So, yes, of course, I love it.
Okay, so baked ziti is the way we make it. The Italians make it. We like make this big bowl of the penne, and then we mix the sauce in. and we put all the ricotta in the bowl with the pasta, with the penne or the ziti, and the sauce. So it becomes pink.
Oh,
And then
nice.
mix it up, pink, put it in your pan, in your baking dish, top it with more sauce, top it with mozzarella, and then bake it. So it's like a baked penne or a baked ziti that, of course, you can also make that ahead.
It's so pretty. K- there you have it. That's a pasta. Can we show the two dishes that you prepared?
We can do it at the same time.
Yes. There you have it. That's the Mara sardine pasta and the quick and easy mini meatballs. Parang sa restaurant, ah. Wow. But it's made in the house and the home of Mommy Mish. Yay! I know everyone is so excited to ask more questions to you, Mommy Mish. So we're opening our Q&A box. Guys,
Sure.
if you have more questions to Mommy Mish, just type it away. And then we're very lucky because Mommy Mish will, of course, answer your questions. Yan. We have a few questions coming in, Mommy Mish. The first one is, how often do you do pasta bondings? And how do you put a twist to it?
Okay, so I actually grew up eating pasta 4 times a week.
Kasi nga Italian, di ba?
We ate pasta a lot, and of course, it's very affordable. I grew up in a big family, so and my dad really did love pasta. We'd have Sunday gravy, there'd be leftovers, then that Sunday gravy would be turned into chicken parm, which of course was always served with pasta. So growing up, I ate pasta a lot. I'd say here with my own family and with Nino, he doesn't mind pasta as much as I do, right? So I'd say we eat pasta about 3 times a week. And then the other 2 or 3 times might be something with potatoes. And then we would have rice whenever we have like adobo or sinigang or nilaga, which of course you can't have any of those dishes without rice. So about 3 times a week for pasta.
Our next question is from Joel Juanillo. How do you come up with a family meal plan despite your truly, truly busy schedule?
Well, I think coming up with a family meal plan, especially in these times where everybody's like watching their budget, it's super important. For me, I'll start with like a viand of like a roasted chicken, and then I'll think of what the leftovers could be for that, because then chicken can become chicken soup, or it can become chicken salad in a sandwich. When a lot of times I make pasta and it's leftovers, right? So like I'll be recycling leftovers. Even that shredded chicken can go into a pasta dish with like sun-dried tomatoes, right? So when planning, I usually think of my dinner first, and then that dinner becomes recycled into lunch or brunch or even like a snack or merienda.
Our next question is from Maite Cruz. What is the favorite pasta recipe of your kids?
Hi, Maite. Thanks for that question. I don't know. I have one kid sitting in the kitchen for me. What's the favorite recipe?
So hard to choose, probably.
When we were younger, you used to make carbonara, but like with the egg yolk. Okay, so carbonara. Well, with just
Carbonara.
like, but my carb. So she's specifying the carbonara that I make is usually with the egg yolk, right? So I use the egg yolk and you cook the egg yolk with hot pasta and parmesan. It's just very that one. Okay, so I used to make. I haven't made it in a long time. Now I'm gonna make it and I'll post it so people can see. It's a cream sauce, and then I'll poach an egg, and I'll put it on top of with the bacon and the peas and the mushrooms. So it's like a heartier carbonara. Like I said, whenever I make a pasta dish, I try my best to keep my time and the effort streamlined. So if I throw a protein in the pasta, dinner is done. You don't need to like grill a meat or fry a meat or bake them. It's already in the pasta.
Okay, next question is from Rosie Gonzalez. Are you a red or white sauce pasta lover?
Hi, Rosie. I'm a red pasta sauce lover. If I'm not red, I like olive oil based even more than
Mm-mm.
white. But that doesn't say I don't. So if I don't love white, I do. I just like it in the order would be red, EVOO, and then white.
Next question is from Jennifer Tanchi. What
Hi,
tips do you
Jen.
what tips do you have for lasagna dishes?
Okay, so the lasagna that I love to use from San Remo is the no boil, right? You just lay it down and it makes it super easy. I saw you answered earlier, you made a pesto lasagna, which is really great. There's another lasagna, I can actually share the recipe with you as well. It's a zucchini lasagna, and the liquid from the zucchini when it cooks actually helps cook the pasta, the no boil pasta as well. Um, I love changing lasagna up, trying white lasagnas, which is the zucchini lasagna, but then even just changing the ingredients you put in. Instead of ground beef or ground pork, you could crumble some sausage.
Mm.
That's really yummy. Changing the cheeses, right? If you wanted to give a little bit more local flair, you could even put in queso puti. It works really well with pasta.
Talagang it challenges your creativity, no? Parang what other twists can you do? Okay,
Yeah.
our next question is from Krisha Nandwani. Can you suggest a good veggie pasta option?
Okay. Hi, Trish. Thanks. That's a really good question. I'll share with you something that I used to do when the kids were younger. I would actually saute all of the vegetables. So I would do this usually towards the end of the week I'm using up the veggies that are left in the fridge, right? And you don't want it to go bad. Like the worst thing my worst feeling is throwing out vegetables that are bulok because I forgot about them, right? So wasteful. So I do my best to like change things up. What I did one time, and it was such a big hit that I continued to make it. I took all the vegetables. So I had carrots, eggplant, zucchini. I think I even had a little bit of calabasa, and I sauteed it with garlic, onion, olive oil, and tomatoes. I had tomatoes. And then I
Mm.
threw what I sauteed, so it was cooked, and threw it all in the blender. And I made that the sauce. Super easy, super yummy. The kids had no idea because there were some tomatoes in it. They actually thought it was tomato sauce. Like they didn't know that they were
Mm.
eating 5 different vegetables.
So actually, good tip din yan for the moms out there. Kasi when you have kids, minsan, they're very averse with veggies, di ba? So that's
Yeah,
a good tip.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Our
Oh,
next question is from Diana Beatima. In your sardines pasta, can we also add mushroom?
sure, canned mushrooms, fresh mushrooms. I think that's the thing. There's no right or wrong way to serve up your pasta, right? As long as your family enjoys what you're making, adding a couple of extra ingredients, and of course, even if it's fresh, it's even better. I think another variant for this sardine pasta, you could put sun-dried tomatoes. You could put some fresh tomatoes. Just saute a little bit. You could put other veggies that are fresh that would totally go well because the flavor profile here really comes from the EVOO, the olive oil, and the garlic with the olives.
Actually, when you experiment, minsan dun ka nakakuha na, wow, this is a better dish than I expected, di ba? So I think we
Totally,
have
totally.
to be creative and experiment. Yeah. Our next question is from Tina Punzal. When you make your meal plans with pasta, how do you know what meat or breads to pair? And also with drinks, how do you know which to serve with what kind of pasta?
Okay, so drinks question. I'll clarify, Tina. Are you talking about non-alcoholic drinks or alcoholic drinks? What do you serve with pasta, like wine? Is that the question?
We will follow up with Tina. Maybe she can answer and clarify that. But for her first question, how do you know what meat or breads to pair with your pasta?
So it's really, I think this is really all about your own preference. For us, I'm not particularly fond of mixing in lots of different types of seafoods. I like to stick to one. So there's like the fruta de mare that many people enjoy with calamari, mussels, clams, and then maybe even some shrimp. I think for my own preference, I'm not speaking for the rest of my family, because for me, if I'm gonna have clams, I want vongole, and I just want vongole. If I'm gonna have shrimp, I just want shrimp scampi, or a pink shrimp sauce, or a red shrimp sauce. If I'm gonna have the sardines, I really just want the sardines, right? Or the tuyo. Sabrina gave me the right, the one that I was looking for. Tuyo was revolutionary for me, because then I realized even if I didn't have anchovies in the house, a tin of anchovies, I could use tuyo and achieve a similar flavor profile with that salty, that salty briny taste that you look for when you're looking for an olive oil based pasta like that. So for me, when I talk about seafood, I like it separate.
Mm.
If I'm going to talk about meat, like I love a good bolognese, and I'll mix the different meats in there. The meatballs, obviously, you saw I mixed the giniling together. If I had veal, I'd love to put veal in it. Usually, if I have a meat with a pasta, it'd be like a chicken parm with a pasta, or a steak with a pasta, or a roasted chicken. I try not to give too many flavors at once, because I also like our flavors on the table to be bagay, diba? It has to
Mm.
match
Yes, yes,
the
yes.
flavor profiles. So like I wouldn't, even the tuyo pasta, if it's tuyo pasta, I don't even think I would serve anything else with it. I would just, I guess it's because we also love pasta so much.
Okay, Tina already answered your question if the question about the drinks is for adults or kids. She
Yeah.
answered both.
Okay. Well, so in our house, we just drink water. We don't really, if we have juice, it's like orange juice, a little bit, milk. We don't drink soda. So when it comes, my husband drinks soda, but I don't like the kids to drink soda. So drinks for on the table are almost always just water. The kids know that if they see soda, the first question they'll ask is, "Are we having company? Like who's coming over?" Because they know I don't buy soda. And then for wine, like if you're gonna serve wine with dinner, I'm also not very big on having these rules. I think those rules also have kind of loosened up a little with just the way we eat now and how things have evolved. Um, I wouldn't necessarily be a stickler for serving white with seafood or red with dark meat. Like, I just, I like what I like. I've been enjoying this
Yes.
red recently. It's a Portuguese one that my sister shared, and I'm not a big wine drinker, period, really,
Mm.
actually. So just that she shared this one with me and I like it, every now and then I'll have a glass of red, but it doesn't mean that if I'm having red, I won't have fish, right? I could
Yeah.
still do.
So
I don't
do
apply
you
those rules.
do what makes you happy? Eat what makes
Yeah.
you feel
Yeah.
happier, right?
Yes, of course, and everything in moderation, right?
Mm. So we have our next question from Avery. What's your favorite pasta shape?
Hi, Avery. I'm torn. I like so many. Can I say I like them all? That's corny now. Okay, favorite I think is risoni. I eat penne quite often. And then I like the bow ties. I mean, the ones that I put out here for our demo today, I really love the wagon wheels. I love the penne. I would go more for macaroni shapes than I would for like spaghetti, fettuccine, or linguine.
Mm. Some of our other viewers is asking for more recipes, cold pasta salad recipes and vegetarian recipes. I'm sure you can share that in your blog.
Absolutely. I share some on the blog, both on YouTube, on my website, and of course on Instagram. Like when I'm feeling very inspired, sometimes I'll just type out the recipe right there.
Mm. And just
That's
to wrap things up, can you share us tips on how to make family bonding fun at home?
okay. Yeah, especially because we're all at home now, right? Just making, even presenting something like this, right? The pasta dishes that I did, you saw how very little effort it took to make these dishes, but they're really good, they're healthy, and just, plating it adds a little extra something. That ricotta adds a little extra something that the kids love. At home, even taking time out and putting the phones away, So one of the things is our meal times, phones, no screens at the table, right? So that's important for us, especially because we're all on screens now. Um, Other things we like to craft together, little things. Of course, everybody gets together and helps Jelly with her schoolwork and her different things that she does. We are all at home and we're all doing things that I guess the families should normally be doing together, right? But quarantine and everything has focused our efforts to just really focusing on the family. I think just being together at this point, when so many families are not able to be together, right? And I think just finding the fun and the amusement and the creativity and the things to do together as a family, even in the most mundane moments. I
That's
think
true.
those are ways that we can create lasting memories that the kids will also remember. And, of course, offer opportunities for all of us to bond. And
Yes,
what better way to bond over good food, cooked together, in a time when, we have so much to be grateful for.
yes, that's true. Actually, yun yata yung pareho ng Filipinos and Italians, no? Yung bonding over food, cooking and food. Yes. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Mommy Mish. And thank you to everyone who asked your questions. We had truly fun, pasta-filled discussion. And for more updates and promos, you can follow San Remo on social media. That's at San Remo PH for Instagram, San Remo Philippines on YouTube, and Facebook.com/San Remo Philippines. Let's make every day a pasta day during this World Pasta Month 2020. And now, Mommy Mish, would you care to recap the wonderful dishes that you have demonstrated?
Surely. So, in terms of just making things more streamlined in the kitchen and saving yourself some time when you go grocery shopping, if you want to make your mini meatballs ahead of time and throw them in the freezer so they're ready, all you have to do is mix all the ingredients there, the meats, the cheese, the egg, salt and pepper, and some of those spices and herbs. Put them aside, throw them in the oven when you're ready, mix them in the very easy tomato and basil sauce. You saw, I just opened, I opened the jar, threw it in the pot. So easy. Sardine pasta, which
Mommy
is
Mish, sorry to interrupt. Can you show us the dishes while you explain?
sure. So the meatballs.
Yes.
Let's see if we can turn on the other camera. Can we turn on that camera? Yeah. Is that
And
okay?
then
There we go.
there you have it.
So
Yeah.
much easier. Okay. So the sardine pasta here, what we would just do is use your extra virgin olive oil base. Again, starting with good ingredients, olives, garlic, onion, a little bit of pimenton, pepper, and then of course sardines. In my case, I really enjoyed the boneless, skinless, just in olive oil. Very easy to make. Throw it all together. Top with your garlic breadcrumbs, which is super easy to make. You can keep these also ready made. And then, of course, serve everything with just a little bit of extra. No? So,
Yes.
super easy. Can I say hello to some of my friends that
Sure,
signed
go
in?
ahead. Go
We have
ahead.
some mommies from Best Buddies Philippines who signed in, some with their kids, so they're adult children. And then, of course, we have some of our friends from church. I'm so glad that you guys are able to sign in as well. Thanks for joining me. And also my fellow mama bloggers and mama KOLs who are signing in from Brand Buzz. So I'm so thankful you guys all signed in to come and support and, of course, learn these new dishes. I hope you guys get to try them.
So, any final words to our mommy viewers, and where can they see more of you?
Okay, so you can follow me, Mama in Manila, both on YouTube. Well, YouTube is Michelle Aventajado, Mama in Manila on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I also write for One Mega and sometimes for Rappler as well as a contributing writer. You can find me, hit me up. I'll always message. Sometimes I message late, but that's only because I'm dealing with the kids and everything else. Final words, I guess, for mamas who enjoy being in the kitchen, or even kids or dads or just families, Filipino families that love being in the kitchen together. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be delicious and made with love, right? So, and that's easy to do when we have these wonderful ingredients, that are quality, that are good for us, and of course, that are made with so much tradition.
Yes, and that wraps up this World Pasta Month session. Thank you once again, Miss Michelle. Yay! Let's give her a big round of applause. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks, Anna, my cousin, also for signing in too.
Thank you, Michelle. And thank you to your husband, Nino. Thank you.
Thanks, Nino.
And to everyone watching, thank you all for joining us this afternoon. Remember, we still have our last but definitely not the least World Pasta Month e-celebration series next week. We hope to see you there. Once again, this has been your host, Valerie Tan. Thank you all and stay safe. Bye.